In today's episode of the Pathfund Presents podcast, I'm with Kasey Moss, and she's the brand director at Chomps. And Chomps is a delicious company, I would say. And today we're going to be learning all about, Chomps Snacks, the company in itself. It's a protein-rich, low-sugar snack with simple ingredients. That's, I guess, what a lot of people, especially everybody who's looking for a healthy lifestyle, is looking for. It's kind of hard, actually, to get snacks with a lot of protein that are actually healthy and don't have a lot of sugars. So we love to have Chomps on the show, and we're going to be learning from Kasey how she's thinking about growth for the company. So welcome to the show.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
Awesome. So give us a quick insight. Like, what is Chomps all about as a company?
Sure. So we, as you mentioned, we don't like to consider ourselves better for you. We're really a best for you snack. So zero sugar, we check a lot of boxes. So allergy friendly, clean ingredients, 9 to 10 grams of protein. We're a meat stick company. So we make these snacks that are better for you on the go, to kind of fit into your lifestyle. So Chomps has been around 9 years. So we're not a new company, but excited to kind of help spread the word about Chomps.
Very good. Awesome. So we have an insight about Chomps. Everybody who's not knowing it should be, starting to get curious to get a little bite of it. What I'm curious about is, obviously marketing teams work based on personas somehow, way or the other. Who's the typical Chomps eater, I should say?
Yeah, we got our start in e-com D2C. So we have a lot of insights into our consumers, which gives us kind of a lot of leverage as we've transitioned into retail in the last year or so. So our target market is really about 75% female, which is not, people are often surprised to hear that about a meat snack company, because it might not be the first thing you would snack or choose to snack on. But yeah, we target females, and it ranges in age. So it can be anyone from hitting the gym, grabbing a quick snack to go, early 20s, to a young mom in her 30s that's just looking for a better snack for her kids, and her family. So we definitely reach the female audience with our products.
Yep. Okay, perfect. That is great. Now, you as a marketer or brand director, I should rather say, how do you think about the journey of somebody getting to know about Chomps? Like, is it, something that they hear from their friends? Is it something that they discover in an organic kind of store? Like, what's the journey typically?
So it really does vary. I think what's really unique and interesting about our product, and the fact that we did get our start online, is that a lot of people do find out about us on social media. So we work heavy with influencers. So influencer marketing is a big part of our marketing tactics that we use, as well as paid search, paid social, all the usual suspects there. So online for sure. Chomps got its start through those niche markets like CrossFit or fitness studios. So that is another way that we kind of got our products into people's hands too, which kind of led to that online word of mouth. So I would say word of mouth is probably the biggest recommendation. Our products taste awesome. So the second someone tastes it, they're really likely to kind of tell their friends about it. And so word of mouth for sure, both online and off.
Now that you're bringing up sort of that online experience, like what's your perspective on the website? What role do you attribute to the website? Is it really sort of vehicle for people just to buy and get the product, or what's your take on the website?
For us, it's both. So it's definitely a D2C focused commerce site. As all companies, we want to make the sale. But I think from a branding consumer standpoint, we have a lot to educate about our brand. So there is this huge educational piece to it. So depending on how we're getting people into the site, so if it's through an ad that's conversion based, we'll take them to the shop. If it's more educational, we'll take them to the more educational brand story pages to kind of learn about our sourcing and how we manufacture our products and what really makes us and sets us apart from our competition. So it's twofold, but definitely highly conversion focused.
Yep, makes sense. And whenever a marketer is on the show, or brand owner, I'm always curious to ask, where do you see room for improvement? Where do you like the website sort of to develop to? What's sort of like pillars or ideas that you have moving forward for Chomps?
Yeah, as a brand director, I'm it's funny you asked that because I want everyone to know everything about us. So I want anything from Pete and Rashid, our two co-founders. I want people to hear their story and the passion that went into it. I want people to hear about the great clean ingredients we're using in the product. So I think as far as room for improvement, we can definitely do more educating. I think with COVID, what kind of transitioned with us is people aren't just coming to us for snacks. They're actually looking for inspiration, education, entertainment. So we've gotten a lot of great recipe content. So sharing out kind of different pieces of content is definitely a room for improvement as well, and different ways and use cases of the product to kind of let people get creative in the kitchen rather than just grabbing it as an on-the-go snack.
Mm-hmm. And I know typically, folks on the show are very, improvement focused, right? The website always is evolving, always is becoming better. There's always something to change. How do you go about figuring out why people do not convert on the website? Like, would there be sort of some, combination of tools, some methodologies? Like, how does the team at Chomps look at figuring out, to know why the results come to be as they come from the website?
Yeah, Chomps, we're lucky. We're a nimble but mighty team that everyone's really kind of experts in their field. So we do have a whole e-commerce team that kind of really focuses in on the site and the user experience. So we have access to all this great data. So we're definitely using tools. Our email marketing tells us a lot too about how people are coming to the site, what's interesting them about the messages that we're putting out. So we are kind of reviewing that on a weekly, sometimes daily basis to see what's working, what's not. We're also we've started into SMS and kind of texting and seeing how that interaction, if that is any better for a consumer experience too. So we're constantly evaluating and trying to kind of stay on top of trends and be where our consumers are, so they don't have to think twice and hunt to find us.
Very cool. I want to switch gears a little bit and learn about yourself a little bit more, right? So brand is a super interesting topic, right? And there's a lot written, there's a lot of experts out there, there's a lot of books and courses and whatnot. How do you decide what is the content that you like to consume and that you kind of trust in? How do you filter, on how to educate yourself further on brand development?
I think it depends. I always, at the start of my career, never thought I would land in the food industry. And here I am almost, 15, which is kind of scary years later to say that I'm still in the food industry. So I do tend to educate myself mostly around like food CPG branding, but I also love to see what's happening in other industries and how we can apply it to food. Like I said, for Chomp specifically, and the brand that I worked on previously, Enjoy Life Foods, it's more than just a food company. It's really a community of people that we're serving. So how can we continue to be inspirational to them in their daily lives? So looking at what's going on in media and how can we apply that to CPG and food in the food space. So kind of no idea is a bad idea and you can get inspiration from anywhere. So I kind of try to dabble in all the different industries and then see how it might be applicable to food specifically.
Very good. Okay, cool. To wrap up the interview, I have a couple of rapid fire questions for you. Are you ready for those?
I am ready.
Very good. What is the last book you read?
Oh gosh. So I'm a crime junkie. So I don't know if you've heard the Netflix series You. It's a thriller crime. It's based on books. So I just read the third installment. It's actually, the show starts up tomorrow. So I was trying to finish it before that.
Did you manage? You're done?
I did. I'm done.
Nice. Very good. What is one single thing that your company's focused on the most at the moment?
Oh gosh. I think, sourcing and sustainability is really big. So what kind of separates Chomps from the competition is that we're using grass-fed and finished beef and venison and free-range turkey, and just ensuring we work really closely with our farmers that is from an animal welfare standpoint and making sure that animals are being treated properly. So that is the main goal focus of the company itself. From kind of a sustainability standpoint, it's really a key important piece for us.
if there would be no boundaries in tech, right? So everything is possible. You can do just have a magic wand. What's the one thing you would fix for your role?
Oh, I want to know, especially with COVID, it's so challenging to figure out this consumer behavior and how it's affecting how they're shopping. So, luckily Chomps got its start in e-com. So we have a great presence on Amazon, Walmart.com, Thrive Market, Chomps.com. But I want to know where else they're shopping and how we can be anywhere they're shopping. So I think that's the challenge for any kind of brand director is you can share this message, share everything about the brand, and then if the consumer can't find it, it's the largest challenge. So making sure we're available for everyone is my dream.
Very cool. And the very last question, I would love to do a little bit of time travel, if you would allow. We go back to the days of Bradley University, and we basically now we're heading off into a world of marketing. What's the one advice you would give yourself on your last day of education? Or formal education?
Don't have a plan.
Nice.
Go with the flow. I think, when you're in that mindset, you're like, I graduated, this is what I want to do. When I graduated Bradley, sports marketing was like where I was headed. That's what I wanted to do. And it's a really challenging industry to get into. And I think, just don't have a plan, kind of see where the interview process takes you, see where your mentors take you. I was really fortunate to have a mentor right out of college who kind of helped guide me. And, marketing a lot of times is about your gut, which is kind of been an awesome thing for me with, I'm lucky that I go with my gut a lot as far as branding and marketing, and it's kind of helped me grow my career too. So my advice to myself would be don't have a plan and go with the flow.
Awesome. Kasey, I want to give you the very last word, right? If somebody would be forgetting all that we discussed on the interview today, what's one thing that they should be remembering about Chomps?
One thing they should remember about Chomps. Like I guess just to wrap it up how I started, we're really best for you. We've done the thinking, so you don't have to. So just know when you're grabbing Chomps, you're getting the best possible snack from a health and taste standpoint that you can get.
Thanks a lot for being a guest on Platform Presents.
Thank you.